Just one last thing.
Yes.
If the real owner of the property is listed on land trust as beneficiary versus a Wyoming LLC listed as a beneficiary on land
It
trust,
still doesn't matter.
what's the advantage?
The LLC, the limited liability, if it gets to you,
Right,
okay, and trust me, it's $1 million to get to you,
right.
all right, from his attorney side. I mean, it's a lot because we might. The house is in Florida. What's the mailing address? Place in New Jersey, a UPS post office box that gets forwarded to Las Vegas.
Trustee.
You see what I'm saying?
The trustee will be in Florida. I'm serious.
Yeah. Well, but then where does the mail get sent to? To the address in Florida.
Right, correct.
Okay, which is a UPS mailbox.
Right,
How do you find out who owns that mailbox?
right.
Right? As a private investigator. Now, if you're law enforcement, different. If you commit a crime, law enforcement can find out everything. But if it's his attorney trying to find me, we can bury it. And they never get to you. In the case that they do, they have to get that vault. They have to go in my vault and get that paper out. And I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And how can they get a subpoena with a warrant to enter your property? That doesn't happen. You see what I'm saying?
The kid's gonna be RBO and stuff, and it's just.
Here's what's going to happen. He's going to come back, and this private investigator is going to tell him, dude's buried. Can't find him. And he's going to go to him and say, look, you got a really good case, and nothing came up on my public record search because I'm the beneficiary on everything. Right? So those houses never came up,
Right.
period. And when it came up, I looked like a POS, and that's not point of sale. Right? Do you guys get that?
Yeah.
And the private attorney says this guy's a loser. He's probably leasing the Bentley. In fact, here's the lease paperwork. Can I lend that? Can I lease the Bentley from a Wyoming corporation?
Yeah.
Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? But you can't hold the Bentley in a land trust. So here's the thing. They're going to say there's no money on the table. They can't see any assets to go after. So they're going to look at him and they're going to say, look, you've got a great case. Unfortunately, there's some problems with it. And we normally don't do what do they call it? A retainer situation with these types of lawsuits like they talk about on TV. Those are all just car injury stuff, and that's a bunch of crap, and they don't really help you anyways. So what I'm going to need to get this started, because I think there's some avenues that we can go down, and they'll do this with a straight face. I mean, Jake can do it.
Exactly.
And I need a $10,000 retainer, and that will get us started on finding his assets and getting things processed and that much. Oh, you don't have that? I'm sorry. I wish I could help you. Next, right? If he gives him the 10 grand, he'll bill that out. If we don't use any of the 10 grand and we stop the case, you get whatever's left over. Anybody ever get money back from an attorney? No, because Jake talked to me. I'm a consultant. I'm a $750 an hour consultant. So I bill Jake $750 for the 2-hour conversation, $1,500 for the 2-hour conversation. Plus he writes his hourly rate in there as well. So, he talked to me on the phone for 2 hours, and it cost you $4,000. You know what I'm saying? That money will evaporate. And they won't let you go away, empty-handed.
I want to thank you for answering questions. It's so important that people be able to ask.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no.
No, seriously, thank you.
This is the important stuff. This is the stuff. Okay, Jake and I were talking about this morning. I can teach you all this stuff and package it all up and sell you a product. Okay? Because I do that. Okay? And it's almost $1 million. So who wants to buy it? Right? No. But the thing that we were talking about is you don't get this in the product. Right? You don't get experience and knowledge per situation or per conversation. That's coaching or mentoring. And what I found is I do more of that than deliver product. And I mean, I'm going to show you my product, right?
You have a specific need.
Well, because
Or need.
I've been doing it for over 25 years. There isn't a transaction that I haven't seen. And if I do find one that I haven't seen, it's not like I can't figure it out. right? Because math is math. Math is universal. It's the same. If the math doesn't work this time, it's not going to work the next time, okay? So it's all in, Linda said terms and structure. If you know how to structure things, you can do a lot more than you can normally. But, like, I might as well just go right to it. We're at that time anyways. You guys want this spreadsheet? Type, get out your cell phone and text Honey Badger to this phone number here, and I'll read the phone number off to you. Well, I'm a honey badger. You know why? Honey badger doesn't give a shit. He takes what he wants. That's how I do real estate. So the phone number is 234-231-0777. Isn't that cool? I like sevens. And then you just text the word honey badger to it, and it'll say, hey, thanks for your interest in getting this life-changing report. Before I send it to you, what's your name? Put your name in there. And then it'll say, what email address do you want me to send it to? Because I can't send it through text. It's too big. So give me your email address, and it'll automatically email my spreadsheet right to you. Is that cool?
I can set that up.
What's that?
I can
This?
set, yeah.
Oh, magic. Really? No, I hired a company. There's a company that does that. It's pretty cool. But yeah, Honey Badger, no space. It's going to try to give a space there. Make sure it's no space. All right, and then it'll say, hey, I just sent you the spreadsheet. I'm going to run through this real quick because we burned our time on the questions, but that's okay because I feel like you guys need the questions answered more so than all this information. People say, the big joke is I watch all the seminar crap on TV and the complaints and all that stuff because I want to elevate myself above that, and I think I have. And one of the complaints is the guy says, they always tell you now is the best time to buy real estate. It is, because every day is the best day to buy real estate. If you buy it like I showed you on my spreadsheet, you're always going to buy it right. Does that make sense? If you can't get it for the deal that's on the spreadsheet, don't buy it. Right? Don't try to make that round peg fit in the square hole. In 2016, median price of $189.9, a gross flipping profit average, or median average, is $62,000 per house. So the above median purchase price of $127. So somewhere people are buying $189,000 houses for $127. That's a statistic right off of a government website. So that means that people are getting deals. They are fixing them up, and they're selling them for profits. Because you'll talk to a lot of real estate agents and say, oh yeah, you can't do that. Understand when they're saying you can't do that, they're pointing at themselves 3 times. Right? They can't do that. I can do whatever I want. I'm a honey badger. Right? Do you know who the honey badger is? You ever see that? The video? Yeah. Anybody not see it? Search honey badger and the name Randall, R-A-N-D-A-L-L. It has the F-bomb in it, so don't play it around kids. Your kids probably already heard it anyways. But it's funny. And as soon as you see it, you'll be like, yeah, what's a honey badger?
Is it video or?
Yeah, it's a video. Let me see if I can go through. We kind of went through this here real quick. Let's see. I can go right to here. All right. So go to that. All right. So one of the things that I feel like I can talk to you guys a little bit. I'm not going to do the dog and pony show. I'm just going to talk to you for real. I help a lot of people. I see a lot of people get into messes because they're so smart and they already know what they're doing. Anybody know them people? They're around. And they come to me and they say, Cliff, I'm in this mess. How do I get out of it? And a lot of times I can't. So my objective in my life, because if I hear somebody from Than Merrill's group that just paid $50,000 tell me one more time, Cliff, I wish we would have met you first. Okay? You know why they said that to me? Because I used to do Than Merrill's back-end fulfillment. I used to do Armando Montalongo's back-end fulfillment. I used to do a company in Utah, Success Path. Okay, I can say these things because I physically did that. Success Path is Tarek and Christina, and probably 40 other people that you've never heard of, right? And I was the one that would show up and teach the class. Guess what I taught? Did I teach their stuff or my stuff? I taught my stuff. You know why? Because it works, right? And I didn't teach their stuff because I never talked to them. I've never met Tarek and Christina, yet I was their mentor. How does that work? Or Armando. Well, I met Armando. Don't want to go there. But,
When is he doing that?
huh?
Where is he?
disappeared.
No, what is he doing?
I have no comment.
He's not serving time.
No.
It's on
Back
video.
on the scene.
It's what?
It's on video, so if you don't want to say it, don't say it.
Yeah, I can't say anything. I don't have nothing against anybody.
No, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I'm asking you.
Yeah. Well, I'm on video. I won my lawsuit against him, so I'll just leave it at that. So I get involved with a lot of people that have already taken training, or they come to these things and they think they're going to get a silver golden nugget, out of coming to these events. I'm going to get this for free. Well, if you come to my 2-day weekend, I go through all this stuff that I didn't get to in the 2 hours here, all day, 2 days. We walk through houses. You can come to that. But in the meantime, I've decided that I'm going to get in front of those people before they spend $50,000, $60,000. Anybody buy a big program from one of those people? Okay. All right. Are you using it?
No.
Using it?
Sort of.
Who did you buy?
Dan.
Dan? Of all my competition, he's the only one I have respect for. And he does have a great program.
We're making money from it.
Okay. But how much? Well, I don't want to be intrusive. More than $50,000.
Did you pay 50?
Yeah.
Did you pay 50?
Yeah, probably.
Probably more.
The programs are all the same business model. It depends. Insert guru now.
Right now, I was just curious. No one. I have no idea. What
Yeah, they're all 50 grand or 42,000. How much you got? Oh, wait a minute. Come on out here. I've been watching you, and I really know you've got what it takes. I have a $100,000 program. I'm going to give you a scholarship. I'm going to give you a $50,000 scholarship for my $100,000 program, and I'm personally going to, make sure you get
I've
this.
seen it all. I heard
Do you
it.
guys get what I just said?
Yeah, I can't believe. But
Well,
I know, and I've seen it. I've
they're
seen those,
pros.
I've seen those pictures over and over again. Call them out.
Yeah.
$5.
Well, I do that, but I don't sell it for that much money. So, why? Because I want to help people. I don't need your money to buy another private jet. You see what I'm saying? That's not what's important in life, and I'll go through some of that stuff. 44% of people give up after one offer. How many people put an offer in this week? How many put 2 this week? How many? 10. Good. Okay. Notice that there's only one other person holding their hand up. Okay. You should be putting in 100 to 200 offers a week if you want to be serious about this. Okay. I show you how to do that. All right. But why do they quit after one offer? They go walking into the real estate. Hi, my mentor said that you're going to do whatever I tell you to, and you're going to be like, see ya, right? Oh, you can't do what the mentor said on your thing. But we paid him $50,000. Well, maybe you should go get your money back. Right?
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that, yeah. Well, it can be done. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking there. You have to be smart and be serious. This is not a game. It is a game, but we're playing a serious game, right? It's a lot of fun. How many houses have you flipped this year?
I just started. I got my first wholesale deal this month.
Good.
Yeah.
Did you make any money?
Well, right now the seller is trying to back out, so his lawyer is contacting me, and we're trying to settle for around $7,500.
$7,500 to walk away.
I was gonna make 15.
Oh, take this money right to the bank. Damn it.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe
No, take the 75 and walk.
Yeah.
It'll be the easiest money you made, right? See, now other people would say, fight them and get that 15,000. Take the 75, go on a trip somewhere, do something really nice for yourself, put the money and invest it back into yourself. You know, what's that?
Move to the next one.
Yeah, move to the next one. You got to put in a lot of offers, but a lot of times people will go and they put an offer and the guy says, "Oh, you can't do that," and then they just quit. A lot of times people would pay $50,000, $60,000, $100,000. I show up and I'm sitting in their living room and I look over at their bookshelf, and on the bookshelf is the tapes and the books and the binders still wrapped in the plastic. And I says, "How many offers have you put in since you went to the seminar?" And they're like, "None." And they're mad at me because they're not getting deals. So you have to be smart. You have to be serious. You got to actually get off the couch and do things. But I can't say that they don't teach you all the missing pieces. I can't say that what they teach you is wrong. I can't say that if you go out and do exactly what they tell you, it will always work. You know, I just can't say that. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand what I just said? That I can't say, right? So it makes it really easy for someone like me to show you exactly what to do and tell you exactly what to do and be knowledgeable about that, but you need help to get through everything. Would you agree with that? Because, I mean, if we're going to be doctors tomorrow, we got to go to school, right? And then when we go through school, we get to what? No, we're doctors now. Now we get to do, golf and all. No, now hell starts. You got to do residency, right? And you're a slave to the resident physician or the chief physician, and you're changing poopy diapers and you're doing all these things that are gross because they're pushing you to the limits. And by the time you actually get to that glory stage, you're old and tired, right? Because think about it, every doctor that you know that has a lot of money is what? 50s, 60s, retired, I don't want to wait that long. You don't want to wait that long. You can make the same amount of money as a doctor flipping houses. If you think about it, if that slide I showed before, what was it, $62,000 average flip? And that's for the United States. So let's cut that in half. Let's say you make $30,000 a flip. If you make $30,000 a flip, how many people in the room make $100,000 a year or less? Okay, nobody's going to raise their hand. 100,000 to 200,000. 200 to 500. Over $1 million. See? So what happens is the average person in Santa Barbara makes about what? 125,000 a year? Okay? So if you make $30,000 a flip, you got to do 3 a year to make the average income here. How much work is that? That's not a lot of work at all. Okay? Or you do 6 wholesale deals and you don't do anything. You hang out with the doctor at, Starbucks. Or what's that, the beachside place on Cliff? I like it because it's got my name on the street. The beachside place up there? It's over there. What's the name of that, Jake? No, the
Cliff House?
No, the beach one that we go to.
Oh, the beach side.
Beachside.
That's what it's called, beach.
Oh, beachside. Yeah, they got drinks on special. I like that. And you look around and it's all old people. It's okay. And they look at you and they're like, "Hey, you young whippersnapper, you." And I'm like, "Yeah, I like this place." Got to push hard for the deal, right? If you're not putting in a lot of offers, what's going to happen? You're not going to get anything, right? You got to fight for it. You do. It's yes, it's fun. Yes, it's not a job. But what I found is I work more hours as a real estate investor than I ever did in any job that I've ever had, because I never turn it off. But guys, I've made enough money in my lifetime to retire multiple times. And I'm a 9th grade dropout. And I wish you could turn the camera off, but maybe we can edit. No, that's okay. I look back on Facebook at my friends from high school, and I'm like, God, that's like a totally different time frame. Because they look completely different, than me. And you look in the mirror at yourself, and you do see yourself, and I have abs. They're just underneath the, cushioning. But I look at them and I think, man, they all work for a living and they look really hard. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I kind of cheated somehow. And it's great because it doesn't suck. And, if you have to be sad and cry sitting in your car, it's a lot better to cry in a Bentley than it is a Pinto. Right? But you're still sad. You gotta be the honey badger. See, the honey badger doesn't care, he takes what he wants. He eats cobras. Right? The honey badger eats cobras. Who's seen it? The video? It's funny, isn't it? You gotta see it. It's funny. The thing that's the most important thing is you gotta be consistent and persistent. So, any of the strategies that I've given you today, do you feel that they've been helpful? Yeah? People in the know are like, yes! If you haven't done anything, you're like, I guess, I don't know. The answer is yes. I've got a lot of things on my plate that can make your deals and your financial deals and your goals faster and easier. If you understand the concept of remember Neo in the Matrix, and he says, I have to fly a helicopter. And he plugged in, and they gave him the information, and boom, he could fly a helicopter. Right? Remember that? And then he learned Kung Fu. Right? Well, I do Wing Chun Kung Fu. I haven't done it a long time ago. Right? But I could still probably beat you up. And it just would hurt more now because I'm older. Right? But I did. For 16 years, I took Wing Chun Kung Fu. But I couldn't just poof that into my head. I had to struggle and go through all of that. But you don't have to do that with real estate. You can take all my struggling and all of my work and all my years and put it in your back pocket. Would that be cool? Yeah? All right. Yes. I forgot that was there. All right. This is David in Boston. I can't give you his last name because he was with a guru, but he was my student. In fact, the guru, a fireman in the Boston area, says to David, oh, you want to learn real estate? I'm going to send Cliff to teach you because he's the only one that I would send to my friends. And I think he charged him like $45,000 instead of $50,000. Right? So I show up, and this dude takes me to eat, and so I'm there for 3 days, right? And I ate lobster for 3 days. And this guy was like, hey, you want more? And I'm like, yeah. And of course the lobsters are like $15 instead of like here they're what? 40, $50? You got a bucket of 3 lobsters for $26. I'm like, I'll have that times 2, right? So I gave him the training. I told him everything, and we were leaving, and he's like, thank you very much, and I didn't hear from him, and I never heard from him because the gurus would take them away from me. They wouldn't let me have additional content or contact with them because they want to do what? What do you think they want to do? If I give you all the answers and you never have to go back to them.
Upsell.
Upsells. Have they ever tried to upsell you? No. Oh, well, you bought the whole damn thing then. Right? So he sends me a Facebook. This is right off Facebook. He said, first deal, bought a foreclosure from the bank for $193,000. No repairs, wholesale it for $285. Thank you for your help. I like this job. Smiley face. And I'm doing the happy dance. Awesome! I'm excited because it's like, dude, you made $92,000 and you really didn't do anything. Okay? Even a blind squirrel can find a nut once in a while. And then I said something about chowder, because I said, now you have to take me out and give me some chowder. And then we had to get in this discussion because everybody's like, what's chowder? That's soup in Boston. Anyways. This just happened. Maria, she's in Connecticut. Connecticut is a place where you can't do this. You cannot buy, fix, and sell houses in Connecticut. It doesn't happen there. We just don't do that. Because see, that's where Yale is. And what other schools there? What school's in Connecticut? There's another big one there.
Yeah.
Is it Harvard?
No.
Harvard's in Boston, right? Yeah. But they all talk the same, right? So, yeah, I went to the REIA and they were all like, yeah, you can't do this stuff here. And Maria says, well, I'm going to give it a try. So she bought my really expensive coaching, and her first deal she made $75,000 profit.
Recently?
No, she bought, yeah, they're actually closing, I think this week, attorneys. The deal's done, but the attorneys keep going back and forth about some stupid stuff.
It's a wholesale simultaneous.
No, she bought it and fixed it. She did all the repairs.
She did.
Yeah, she bought it right before Christmas. But see, up there, you hold things for a long time because of snow and weather. See, that's why I don't live there. But she bought it for $530. She sold it for $750. So her net profit in her pocket is $75,000. That's what she's making on it. And she paid me $20,000 coaching. That's my whole big package. All right. So was it worth it? Yeah. And she can call me anytime. And she texts me like all the time. And it's funny because I'll text her back like at 1:30 at night. She's like, some people sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning. Stop dreaming, start doing. Does that make sense? How many times, well, let me go back here. Ever dream about having a really nice car? Okay, why don't you have it?
Try.
You have to try. That's the answer. You got to do something to get it. I used to look at old people driving like a Ferrari or something. I'd be like, man, I'm so mad because why does he have that car and I don't have that? You ever do that in your mind? Like, he's not even going to drive it fast, and it's you know what I mean? And it's like the guy Fittipaldi is the guy. It's like he's a race car driver. But it's like a long time in my early years, I would look at other things and say, "Gosh, I wish I had that." And then I had this epiphany that this is gray matter up here. It's the same as yours. Okay. Now I have a 144 IQ, so it might be a little different. But I drank enough in Mexico, probably we were all leaving now. It really did. But the thing is our brains are capable of doing way more than we can imagine. Anybody watching Legion, the X-Men Legion show? Oh my God, is it good? It's like really good. Gotta watch it. I like that stuff. But the brain can do almost anything if you just push it. There's so many things that you can do that you just have to make the decision to do it. That's the problem. I could never be one of those motivational speakers because it'd be like this. All right, you guys ready to learn the secret? Yeah, I'm going to charge you $100 million for this. You just have to get off the couch and do it. See, and did you see that guy now? He stares at you. He's in like Lithuania or something. You haven't seen that? This guy, he just goes out there and he stands on stage like this for like 2 hours. And people are lining up for days to be looked at by this guy. I'm like, man, I could do that. And then all the people in the audience are holding pictures of their loved ones. Like his gaze is going to do something. This is it. This is what stops people from actually dreaming about things, dreaming about going places, dreaming about going to Hawaii, dreaming about, having a nice car or having a lot of money. A lot of people get stuck in the dream and they don't do the things necessary for them to go to that next level. You've got to take that extra step and say, you know what? I don't know if I should do this, but I really want that. And the only way I'm going to get there is to do that. You've got to do that, What do they say? To eat an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You got to, how do you write a book? You sit down and you turn on the typewriter or the word processor. Or you hire the assistant that ghostwrites it for you. But you got to stop the dreaming and you got to start doing things. So here's how you start doing, right? I've got a coaching program, and I just specifically designed this for you guys here today because I sell something for a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money compared to what you're thinking of. But I wanted to make something that was in reach for everybody in this room and that you can do it. I love what I do. I love helping you guys become successful. I love being able to solve the problems. I've got one of my slides that I've used before. It's got me standing, I was in Chicago, and I'm pointing at this thing that says Stump Cliff. And we had this contest, and